To the drive-thru. I'm your host Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dawgz and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We're going to get you out of here before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here, 6 Eastern time. We give out those picks for you. All right, let's meet the cappers on the show today. Let's say hello to Javon. Javon, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you, man?
Doing great. Looking forward to this weekend. We just realized NBA preseason started already today. We got one game left tonight in the NBA, WNBA. So pretty good card into a big weekend of action. Kirk, what's happening?
Not bad. Got to sneeze real quick, so keeping this short.
All right. Yeah, you got the sneeze out of there for Kirk. He's a busy man now, having to deal with the European Soccer League. It's a lot, and now in this league with all these sports overlapping, that's a lot to do. Kevin, what's going on? See, you got your Phillies gear on today.
We're Red October, Tony. We're excited. Bring the Mets on. Let's do it. But my thing is, Kirk Cousins, 500 yards. What's happening? Holy shit.
Reverses, man. The reverses. Once you get taste of a win, and once you get that taste, just that taste of it, of winning in prime time, it goes the other way. You know, it goes the other way. New team, new streak, right? All that stuff was old. You know, that's how I look at it. You know, and Tampa's defense knew it was going bad going in. You know, get 5 yards. You give up 5 yards to carry on the ground, and Tampa can't run. You know, it's gonna lead to trouble in the NFL. All right, man. Brian, ready to go here? Brian, what's happening?
Off a 2-0 perfect Thursday. Texas State and Atlanta Falcons getting it done, trying to carry the momentum into Friday. Hopefully, go into the weekend on a nice winning streak.
Yeah, good there. Texas State get it done with that big line, 2-touchdown favorite on the road. Of course, we knew Troy's quarterback was banged up, and of course the news came out that he wouldn't play, which most people should have known, but he still moved about 14.5 there. But Brian on the right side there with Texas State getting the money there against a Troy team, which is I can't remember when they were this bad. You know, they lost to UL Monroe last week, and they lose again. I can't remember a Troy team this bad. So it's been some time. All right, let's get the show on the road here, guys. You know, we get right to the picks after the intro, so let's get on with it here, and we'll take a look at the college football card. We'll do two at a time here on this 4-game card for our Friday. We'll start off here with Conference USA in action. Keep an eye on these teams because there are going to be a lot of Tuesday and Wednesday games here for the next few weeks. So some of these teams, like last year, we're going to see on Tuesday and Wednesday, but they're on a Friday tonight. Jacksonville State, Kennesaw. We see Jacksonville State favored 17. Rich Rod's team there favored in that spot. And let's see where we at college football. We'll go to the next game. Houston and TCU. Big line here with TCU laying 16.5. Let's get this one underway here with Kirk.
Yeah, honestly, I completely forgot about that Jacksonville Kennesaw State game. I don't have a pick in either of these games, just since so much soccer and everything going on. I have a pick in the Oregon game, so I'm gonna pass these two games off to you guys.
Pass it off there. We move on over to Kevin.
Yeah, I'm looking at Kennesaw State at home. I'm reading that they're the worst team in college football. I'm reading a lot of stuff, but that makes me like them even more, knowing everyone's on Jacksonville State. They're at home, nothing to lose, getting 17 points, and Jacksonville State 1-3. That's nothing to write home about either. I think Kennesaw State got nothing to lose. Throw out the kitchen sink and get the backdoor cover here. Let's take Kennesaw State.
All right, Kennesaw State there for Kevin. We move next on over to Javon.
Yeah, I'm on the other side. I'm on Jacksonville State. I think it's just a get-right situation for them. You know, dealing with a Kennesaw State team who's taking a step up in class this season as they were a FCS team. Now they're FBS team, and, you know, the proof is in the pudding. They're 0-4, 1-3 against the spread. You know, just a situation where they're not going to be able to score a lot of points against this Jacksonville State team. On the other hand, Jacksonville State with Rich Rod, you know, they'll be able to score enough points. They've been scoring. It's just their defense hasn't been, you know, up to snuff. I think, like I said, it's just a get-right spot. And, you know, they're going to be able to beat up on somebody, and this is the team. With the other game, you know, it's just, I don't want to lay the points. Oh, and let me just touch on one thing. It's getting kind of up there with the points with that Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State game. That's 16.5. That was where I drew the line, 17. So I just saw it pop to 17 and a half
Yeah.
on DraftKings. So it's a stay away game at that point. It has to be 17 or lower. Anything after 17, I'm not gonna deal with it. Just the number that I set it at, that I would we'd be willing to go to. But on the other game, no, it's just a situation where we have two games where Houston has, put up a goose egg. So they're playing TCU. TCU, they'll allow you to score a little bit. Now, do I think they're gonna hit double digits? I really don't think so. But on the other hand, their defense is I think they're gonna come play ball the Cougars. So, with that said, I think the unders in play actually. Even though TCU, they'll score and they'll allow teams to score on them. I just think in this spot with the line, with the total being so low, it's set at 51. I'm gonna take a shot at the under.
Under there from Javon. Next up, we'll move on over to Brian.
Yeah, I don't like to. In this matchup here, Jacksonville State, Kennesaw State, I'll agree with Kevin Thomas here. Just a slight lean to Kennesaw State at home. I think we saw Jacksonville State have their get-right game against Southern Mississippi 44-7. Now, Jacksonville State does have an extra week to prepare, and that is an advantage, but that's a whole heck of a lot of points. Both these teams horrible against the spread. I think with all these points, you have to lean towards Kennesaw State plus the points.
Plus there from Brian. I'll tell you what, I think one game that I'll look here, I'll look at TCU in this spot. Houston here, their 3 games against Power 4 teams held to a total of 12 points. Something's wrong there with this Houston team. Of course, they got rid of their coach who helped them get to this Big 12, and it hasn't gone well for them. And then in their non-Power 4 team, they faced UNLV. They scored just 7 points at home. We know TCU can put points up on the board. That's the one that I'll look at here with the TCU game. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we get ready here for the next series of games here from this 4-game card here from college football. So let's get the odds screen back up here, and we'll take a look at the next 2. We have here Syracuse, UNLV, and we've got Michigan State and Oregon. So let's get this one underway here with Kirk.
Yeah, I'm looking here at Oregon minus with the points minus 23. I think they're just way better at home. Michigan State's playing their second game in 6 days, and they haven't fared too well against FBS teams, scoring 19 or fewer in 3 of their last 4 games. They're coming off 38-7 Ohio State. I think Oregon wins this one by 30 plus, so I'm with Oregon and the points here.
Yeah, from Kirk. All right, we'll move on over to Kevin.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at UNLV minus the 6 points. Look, they lost their quarterback, and this line didn't even move. He didn't get his money, so he bailed out on the team. Syracuse, I mean, it's just too fishy for me. Minus 6, 3-1, playing a Mountain West Conference team, an ACC team. It's too fishy. I'm going to take UNLV laying the points at home, and then the Oregon-Michigan State team. I mean, we all know who Oregon plays next. Ohio State, that's the biggest game, and that's their main event. So I'm going to take the under 52.5. I think they're peaking ahead, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of points either side.
There from Kevin. All right, move on over to Javon.
Yeah, I've seen this Syracuse UNLV total go down from 57 and a half to 55, somewhere around there. And I actually agree with the line move. I think it's not going to be enough points for me to deter me from taking under in this game. While both teams can score in different ways, Syracuse, throwing the ball because they can't run the ball at all, and with UNLV, they're a strong running team. I think the way they play as far as pace, that's gonna, it's gonna be a lot of points left on the field as far as I'm concerned, because they're not high tempo teams. The clock's gonna be running, especially on the UNLV side. So I think when it all boils down to is that this game's gonna be somewhere, just short of 55, somewhere in the 49 to 52 point range as far as total scoring. As for the other game, the Oregon at home is tempting, but there's enough talent on this MSU team, to get the job done for a backdoor cover or to keep it, relatively close, within a couple scores. One thing about Sparty is that they've been reckless with the ball. No, and that has to do with the quarterback. As good as he is or his potential, he likes to be reckless with the football. So if he could slow down on the turnovers, they'll be in play for a cover. Not for a win. I don't think a win's anywhere in their on their horizon tonight. But I think that an actual cover, especially with their big matchup next week, it's a look ahead spot. And in some situations, I do find validity in look ahead spots. Not all situations. I pick and choose. Based on the teams and and the makeup of these teams. So yeah, I'll lean Sparty.
Sparty there from Javon. All right, we move on over to Brian.
Yeah, I don't know about Kevin Thomas here. I think he's losing it a little bit. I don't know what line's fishy here. UNLV 4-0 on the year, 4-0 against the spread. You got Syracuse that lost to Holy Cross. There's nothing fishy about this line. Everybody and their mama's on UNLV. It's not going to be me tonight. Syracuse plus the points is the way to go. I think they cover the spread.
So they're looking there at Syracuse there. Let me double check on that game again. So yeah, they did beat Holy Cross. Syracuse beat Holy Cross 42-14. It was a Stanford game they lost to. They lost to Stanford at home. So there.
Know your facts, Mr. Bitler. Know your facts.
Stanford, yeah.
Yeah, that was
sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to verify
Stanford's
that.
a lot better than Holy Cross.
I was so mad at that pick by
Holy
Kevin
Cross
Thomas
plays
on
high school.
UNLV. My eyes went crossed.
A Mountain West Conference team laying points against the ACC team. That's all we need to know.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Yep. Oh, let's go back to my screen here. All right, yeah,
Listen, that's one of the highest bet tickets. One of the highest bet tickets in college football this weekend is UNLV. Check the numbers. Come on.
Yeah, well, UNLV's
Everybody's
coming down.
on UNLV tonight.
It's coming down to
You're
5.5. Well, no. It's Syracuse. Syracuse getting the money. They were 6.5 earlier, right? It's down to it opened 4.5, went to 6.5. Now the money's coming the other way back on Syracuse because now we're seeing 6s. We're seeing a 5.5 come up in this game now.
That's that public dog move.
Yeah, the public dog move, right? There you go.
It's Kevin Thomas. Yeah.
So it opens.
If Kevin Thomas wants UNLV, contact me later. We'll set something up.
It opened 4.5.
Easy money.
Moved to 6.5, and now coming back down, as John said, it's the public dog move. And if people, probably folks in New York, there's a lot of betting handle in New York. They probably can't believe that Syracuse is a favorite dog here against UNLV.
That's true.
And they may just be looking at the teams and what the heck's going on? Yeah, I'm going to be one of those.
Where's this
guys
game at?
In Vegas, Allegiant Stadium.
That's
going
right.
Going against the Aces at the same time.
Those kids are out there gambling. They don't know no better.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to be on UNLV here, laying the points in this one. It is the first. See, I don't like the spots where these teams get chicken and don't want to play a road game until they have to. This is the first road game here for Syracuse, and I don't like that spot. They've struggled running the football. Stanford beat them. I still am disbelief watching Stanford. That was a Friday night game. Watching Stanford beat them. That was a very shock. It's based on how bad Stanford was last year. Although they were a little improved this year, I will say that when they faced TCU, they hung in against TCU. So I saw some I did see some improvement because they were a 9-point dog in that game. They covered losing by a touchdown, but they were in arm's reach against TCU in that opener. But again, it is the first road game. And one thing with Syracuse, 1-6 is a road dog. UNLV 4-0 to the spread against the non-conference opponents, but usually I don't think they play teams this tough in the non-conference very often at home. They don't want to come out to Vegas. But anyway, in this spot, I will look for Vegas there. And, of course, if you look at Oregon, Michigan State, I would probably take the points there only because Oregon's had a tough time getting separation against teams. Against Boise State, against UCLA. I mean, you thought that was a cover when you saw that first half last week. And what happened in the second half, right? Against this UCLA team, which is, dead team walking. They're not very good. So I'll look at taking the points in that one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. Let's get ready to on to the next sport. That will be the WNBA playoffs. And we got 2 games, best of 3. There is one possible elimination game for the Aces. We do have a 1-1 series with the Lynx and the Suns. So the games we'll be covering here. ESPN2 will have these tonight. We've got Lynx and the Sun, and then we'll move on over to, if my graphic is working, let's see, come on, NBA. I'm frozen on that one. All right, we got Lynx and Sun, and we do have those Aces battling in this one against the against the Liberty, and it looks like, here, let's see if we get the line in this one. Let's go to the W. Looks like the Aces will be laying 2.5 in that one. It looks like that line has come down a bit from the 3 earlier, but 2.5 and 3s. We see actually a 3.5 in Circa, which is a sharp Vegas spook. So there's been some Aces money coming in. Total 165. We'll get this one started here with Kirk.
Yeah, give me the Aces -2.5. I don't think they're getting swept here. It's just at home. You're not going to get swept here. You're back-to-back champions. They're going to at least grab one. I don't know if they grab two, but tonight they're going to grab one. And then the Lynx versus the Sun, I think it's really a 50-50 game. So I'm looking here at the plus money on the Lynx. Sun stole one in Minnesota. I definitely think Minnesota can steal one in Connecticut. Give me the Lynx money line at plus 120.
There from Kirk. We move on over to Kevin.
The matchup, the Lynx going to the Kennesaw, who have owned them all season long, win into Minnesota and won game one. I'm going to ride with Connecticut here in this game, laying the point. And then the Aces and the Liberty. The Aces, this score's got to go. I know at home they score a lot of points. The Liberty, better offensive team. They don't have the best play team, but as they are best defense, if the Aces can limit Sabrina, Stewart's going to get hers. It's Sabrina. They got to hold her under 18 points, and the score will go under the 165.
Under 165 there from Kevin. Next up will be Javon.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The under in the Lynx Sun game.
Sun.
You know, styles make fights, and these teams are, you know, defensive leaning teams. And until further notice, I'm gonna keep on rocking with the under. Cash twice, gonna cash again. That's it on that. As for the other game, the marquee matchup, you know, this is how I'm gonna play it, and this is, you know, the little trick that I was doing in the NBA playoffs. Gonna go with the first quarter with the home team, with their backs against the wall. You know, the Aces, they're gonna come out guns blazing, throw everything but the kitchen sink, or including the kitchen sink, at the Liberty. You know, the question is, are they gonna, you know, are the Liberty gonna be able to withstand that and, you know, and get their bearings and you know, come out on top? They've beaten, you know, this Aces team all 5 games, I believe, this season that they played. You know, so full game, I'm rolling with the Liberty, but first quarter, I'm gonna roll with the Aces.
There
you know,
with
so that's, you know, that's the way I'm gonna play it. Full game, you know, with the dog, but first quarter with the home favorite.
There we go with Javon. Next up, we move on over to Brian, if he's still connected. We might have lost his connection. He was having some issues there with the internet there. We'll see if we can get Brian back here. He's on the frozen. He's on freezing. Are you there, Brian? Nope. Maybe not. He's probably trying to get back into the connection. All right. I like the under there in Liberty and Aces in that one. We got two teams that played a slow pace, and when you look at the defensive efficiency numbers here for Liberty, they've been fantastic. Just a little more than 94 points allowed per 100 possessions. That is since the Olympic break. And I think we're going to have a slow pace here between the Liberty and the Aces in that spot. I just wanted to see their head-to-head meetings here real quick, because I thought the Aces pounded them one night. Let me double check here, see what we got here head-to-head here with Vegas and there was one August 17th. Yeah, it's been Liberty, man. It has all been Liberty. I might have thought of a different team. Liberty has beat them.
Yeah, but they sat A.J. Wilson one
That's right.
game and another game, but they're not a great road team this year. The Aces, so I mean, Javon's right. They did sweep them, but
they swept them. Yep.
Yeah, but A.J. Wilson, she's the catalyst of that team. If she's out, they lose.
Yep, it looks like Musgrove out for the playoffs here. Maybe. Let's see. Did they say Tommy John for him? Possibly. Maybe that's the story there. So that's the word here. Musgrove will not be available here. That came out earlier this week, earlier today. But just to know that Musgrove's out of the postseason here for. Let's see here. Out here. Let's see. Brian says he's not getting audio in his headset. His Wi-Fi is giving him trouble. All right, we got through it there. We got through the WNBA. We got through the what did we get through the college football. And I'm going to ask the cappers here before. Let's see here. Let's get back to the 5. I'm on the 5 screen. Okay, so let me pull this back here real quick. Raise a hand. Do you have anything in the Lakers game tonight? We do. We have someone here with the. Of course we do, right? It would be Kirk. Who else would have it? Doesn't be preseason night. We've got from Palm Springs. This might be on one of the NBA teams. I know it's televised in LA and Vegas tonight. We got Minnesota and the Lakers and the Minnesota and the Lakers. Timberwolves about 3-point favorite on the road. We got New Zealand and Utah going head to head here. We saw these foreign teams play in the preseason last year. I mean, that team from China was just getting pounded left and right last year. But let's see what Kirk has in the NBA preseason.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the under here in the Wolves versus the Lakers. I mean, Wolves pretty good defensive team. Probably the starters won't play all the game. It's gonna be a lot of rust first game back. So 215.5. It's a little bit too high for me, honestly. I'll probably see like a 100 to 105 victory for either of the teams, but definitely going under in this one.
Definitely going under there from Kirk. Anybody else? Oh, not.
Yeah, hey Tony, you know I don't touch the NBA preseason at all.
Yep. That's right. All
I
right.
don't even pay attention to the NBA until opening night. How about that?
That's right. But it only took 2 practices to get our first injury, by the way. Luka is out for a week with a contusion. So what took so long? I thought it would have been 2 practices. Right. We got our first injury. So interesting here how the NBA works, right? 4 practices, and you start your NBA preseason. Monday, you went to the media. No, actually the media was Monday, right? So they met the media Monday. They practiced Tuesday, Wednesday. That's when Luka got hurt after 2 practices. Then yesterday, so 3 practices, boom, go out and play preseason, just like that. That's interesting how the NBA works, but they don't waste any time there. So there you go. So we got you through the this, and now let's ask the cappers if they have any parlay peripheral picks. As you know, they can come up with a team player props. They can come up with team props. They can come up with an NFL college football pick for tomorrow or Sunday or even Monday. Maybe an NBA season win total parlay. It's up to them. So let's get started with Kirk.
Yeah, I'm looking here at Jalen Johnson to be the most improved player at plus 1,600 to 2,000 on different books. Jalen Johnson shot into a really good position. DeJounte Murray's gone. I don't think they trust Zachary Sachet enough where he gets a ton of minutes yet. And there's just a huge opportunity on this team. Trae Young might get dealt. They might not be good. They could just really, early on in the season, they might just go way below 500. And Jalen Johnson's just going to get an opportunity to shine. He was really breaking out early last season. So I think if he stays healthy, he definitely has a shot to be the most improved player.
Yeah, from Kirk, we move on over to Kevin.
Yeah, I'm going to take A.J. Wilson over 25 points. I got it earlier at plus 105 at MGM. I'm going to ride that under in that game. And I'm going to take the Padres to win the series against the Dodgers. All I'm hearing is the Dodgers and Philly is going to be playing to play the Yankees.
Really?
I don't think the Yankees or the Dodgers are going to be in the World Series. I'm more worried about the Padres than anybody. I know the news you just gave out about Musgrove, though. But, but I still like the Phillies to get there. I think it's going to probably be Detroit or Cleveland, whoever wins that series. I think Cleveland's bullpen's way better than the Yankees. So I would take the whatever you can get the Yankees not to make it.
The Yankees not to make it. Yeah, it's funny you said that because I've heard a lot of Padres have not got the Dodgers, even from Dodger fans. They're very concerned about this series. So I've heard it the other way. And actually, I've heard a lot of people betting the Padres to win the World Series because there was great value on that team to do it. And they think, obviously, the Dodgers' history of getting knocked out of the playoffs, it's always come against these division teams.
Yes.
That's what we're thinking about here, and that's why it was a little nervous. And of course, the interesting switch to Yamamoto tomorrow instead of Flaherty, and we know Yamamoto doesn't go very deep in games, so they're going to just tax their bullpen right out of the gate. So that's the concern I have here. But interesting to see the rotation here in this Dodger Padre. We know it's going to be Yamamoto, then Flaherty, and who knows in Game 3 in San Diego who's going to go up there. Buehler has not been very good on the road this year. That's a big
Well,
concern.
when is Darvish going to go? He's been pitching really good.
Yeah, Darvish probably be the next man up, right? Because of the news with Musgrove. And remember, Musgrove came in the season with a shoulder injury. So this is not surprising because he missed a few starts early on with that shoulder. Then it came in, and now we got this serious injury. I don't know if it is serious. They didn't mention it. I saw Tommy John on the gravel. I don't know if they said that they don't need it or he needs it. Whatever the story is, it did seem like some serious injury there for Musgrove to miss the postseason.
Well, I think them and the Guardians have the best bullpen and closer in baseball. I think both those with Suarez and Class and that dude. Yeah, those two are pretty much shut down. So I like both them, but it's going to be my Phillies. Got to get by the Mets, then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's going to be a good series there, Phillies and Mets. And, of course, it looks like Kodai Senga will start tomorrow. Maybe an opener role for the Mets coming back from that calf injury he suffered on the mound. And Wheeler's been solid, man. That's a pretty good matchup there, I think, for Phillies. We'll see if there's any rust for these teams early on. I mean, everyone complains about it, but, man, you're able to line up your pitching staff, get those arms some rest, and the bullpen some rest. I think that's a pretty good advantage there. We'll talk with baseball. I'm just going to give you a play from Saturday. I like this under with Hawaii and San Diego State. Hawaii has played 2 FCS opponents, and their numbers have been inflated. When you take away those FCS opponents, their offensive numbers have not been very good, but they are defending pretty well. And we know San Diego State, they defend, but again, it's the same old story, even with the coaching change. Their quarterback play has been poor. With Hawaii, now here's the reason they're playing 2 FCS opponents. Remember, on week 0, they were supposed to play Oregon, but because of this conference realignment, Oregon had to drop that game. And Hawaii had to find an opponent for week 0. They found Delaware State, so that's why they're playing 2 FCS opponents, and it does kind of screw up their bowl. I think they've got to win 6 games. I think in that situation, they do play 13, so I don't think it impacts them too much when they play that second FCS team. They still got to get that 6 win somehow. So that's the story behind Hawaii and with those 2 FCS. So when you look at their stats, just keep in mind. They played Northern Iowa. They played Delaware State. That kind of skews the stats a little bit. Those were half their opponents they faced this year, so I like the under in that one. Going back to baseball, I'll ask Jovan, is there any series that caught your eye here in the divisional round?
Kind of disengaged with baseball, but if you ask me what series I'm really looking forward to, it's got to be the Padres and Dodgers. You know, can the Padres finally do it?
Yeah.
Can they knock off that dreaded monster? There's that fire-breathing dragon that's always, burnt them up year after year after year. You know, so I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to watch. You know, the way I'm gonna look at it is game by game. If I like the matchup, I'll play it. If not, then I'll leave it alone. In all these series, really. Can the Tigers do it? Can they keep their Cinderella's, magical run going? Can the Mets do it? They look like a team of destiny right now. If you're a Phillies fan, man, you didn't want to face the Mets. That's how I see it. Yeah, listen, you don't have these many things happen in a season for one team for them to get knocked off in this spot. This is the way it goes. So it's gonna be tough. It's really gonna be tough because the Mets, what they did last night, sheesh.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we've seen it time and time again as sports fans. Things like that happen, you're destined to go to the World Series. Now, whether you win or not in the World Series, that remains to be seen. But it's only the NLDS.
That's right.
If they make it past the Phillies, then they would have to face their next opponent. But still, like I said, man, those are mad in baseball, especially. You see those moments in baseball, you might want to back that team.
That's a possibility there, no doubt about that. We'll go ahead and ask Kirk if you following this the NL. Now we're on the National Division Series NLDS here. Anything catch your eye?
Yeah, I've kind of been checked out like Jovan. I mean, I'm a big NBA guy, so kind of been more tuned into early NBA soccer. So I've been following it lightly, but nothing I honestly probably will be watching the WNBA over the MLB at this point in the
That's
year.
right. All right, yeah, the basketball guy there, Kirk, looking here at the W. All right, we got you through these. Let's find out what the guys have for sale over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Of course, we're heading into a big weekend of action here. NFL, college football, all these sports overlapping. Even hockey's now going to be in the mix tomorrow as well. Remember, it's an earlier start tomorrow. They start 3 hours early in that Buffalo and Jersey game tomorrow. Let's keep an eye on what's happened over at Pick Dawgz, and we'll start off here with Kirk. All right, Kirk, we're having a big weekend of action. Also, you're into soccer. What's going over at Pick Dawgz Premium?
Yeah, I got a lot of soccer this weekend. Got a winner last night in the NFL, so looking to continue that going into Sunday. So big soccer Saturday, ball Sunday, and probably something else sprinkled in there. So a massive weekend ahead for me.
That's right. Also, too, they get on board with Kirk over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Of course, with the soccer, you guys like that 3-day all sports pass. Great time to get on board with Kirk. Let's keep an eye here on Kevin, see what he's got going over at Pick Dawgz Premium. What's happening? What's going on, Kevin?
Still got my top WNBA play for tonight, my top college football for tonight, and I already got 3 college football locked in for tomorrow. One, my top shelf SEC game of the month, only $19. I'm taking a page from Brian's book. He's like, hey, sometimes you got to put those top plays up for $19. So let's see what happens. It's going to be $19, top shelf. Make sure to get on board and partner me up with any of these great guys. I know Javon, Tony, and Kirk, they're all doing great work. My good buddy Brian, who froze up over there, I know he's doing great college football as well. So you can't go wrong. Partner me up with any of these guys, all these guys, whatever you need to do to get paid. And I'm killing it in props. I had Daryl Mooney again last night for another prop cash. I'm only putting them on at Pick Dawgz right now. So make sure to check out the props.
The props there from Kevin. Let's keep an eye here with Javon. What's going on over at Pick Dawgz Premium? Javon, like you said, cranking it in college football.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a season so far. Like I said, it's a revenge season, based on what happened last year. But this is what I usually do in college football, so it's really no surprise for me. Last 3 weeks, 34-14 on Saturdays. So just looking to keep it going. This week it's gonna be a lot of landmines and traps. I can see it now. So tread lightly. With that said, tonight I have one college football play. Hit on my college football play last night. Then we're gonna get to Sunday, bounce back from a horrific week 4. It was my first losing week in the NFL, so looking to bounce back on that. I usually do once I have a bad week in the NFL. So, like I said, it was my first bad week. My other weeks were all winning weeks. So, it's going to happen in the NFL like that sometimes. You know what I mean? So you can't win all 17, 18 weeks. That's for damn sure. This is sports betting. So, just got to stay the course. But with that said, jump on something long-term, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly, or one of the seasonal passes, or matching one of the other handicaps for the 2-for-1, 3-for-1, 4-for-1, so on and so forth, handicapper promotional. Y'all, it's all here at Sports Chat Place and Pick Dawgz. Let's get it.
Get on board with Javon there. You see the great results there, guys. I got a best bet on the board right now. College football. I have a big weekend coming up. I'm doing well in NFL, top producer in units in NFL. So you may consider that 3-day all sports pass. Get all my premium plays here for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, college football, NFL, Major League Baseball playoffs. Good time to get on board with me over at Pick Dawgz Premium. Let me just pass some news over to you that just hit my line service, just so you guys keep you guys in the know. Freddie Freeman has been upgraded to probable, so Freddie Freeman looks like he'll play tomorrow. I thought he would. That did not look like a very serious injury. Baseball players, they tend to have a little. And when they had their injuries, it a little dramatized the injury a little bit. It was just a twisted ankle, guys. I don't think it was anything of any consequence. We do have the lineup for those of you that are NBA chasers here in the preseason. We do have the lineups confirmed now for the Laker T-Wolves. Starting here for the Lakers will be D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Dalton Connect, Rui Hachimura, and Anthony Davis. So no LeBron. I don't know about Bronny, but no LeBron in the lineup tonight for the Lakers. For the T-Wolves, the starting lineup will be Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jalen McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. So we get to see Randle there with the T-Wolves. That is your starting lineup for tonight. T-Wolves and Lakers. I don't know if that's on NBA TV. I know it's going to be televised here and in Vegas as well. I'm watching NBA TV right now for these replays, but I don't see confirm if they're showing it tonight. Looks like they're doing a lot. No, they're not. They're doing a lot of team preview stuff, so you're going to have to fish around for it. For that, I don't know if it's on TV tonight or not, but I know it's here in LA. Maybe the NBA season pass, you can find it there, or in some of those pirate streams some of you guys look at. But anyway, it is going to be televised. So that's the lineup tonight for that Lakers and T-Wolves game, and nothing yet on that Utah game. So there we go. You got to keep your eyes on that. And they have just upgraded the limit here on this. Whenever they make a limit increase, it means they're getting action on both sides. So that looks like the bettors are split on that Jacksonville State, Kennesaw State game because they just increased the limit considerably over at Pinnacle. So they're big wallets over there. So that's what's happening. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of our drive-thru. Let's find out from the cappers from their video series heading to a big weekend of action. You want to catch their videos. Jovan, what you got over at the YouTube channel for Pick Dawgz?
Yeah, I got the 2 team parlays popping off. Got one up for tonight's action. It's a college football one. So, yeah, check that out. Putting that out. I actually need to get a win under my belt after, the last couple of parlays have been player props have been dead in the water. So, yeah, looking to right the ship on that.
All right, Kirk, what you got going over at Pick Dawgz YouTube channel?
Yeah, I just got a ton of soccer videos right now. I mean, I don't even know how many. There's, I think, 25 games going each Saturday and Sunday. So just a ton of soccer. Me, Goran, we're going at it. So sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't, but you get 2 different perspectives for each game.
Yeah, from Kirk. All right, Kevin, what can we find from you? Your contributions over at the Pick Dawgz YouTube channel.
Well, the video today was on the UNLV game. And then the prop was on the UNLV quarterback because he is a dual threat and he is more likely to run than pass. And he puts up some big yards. He's a big kid. So I love him to score a touchdown for plus money. And I gave out UNLV earlier. So I stayed with it because I still love it.
Yep. Just don't be a hero. We don't need any hero runs. Just get out of bounds, protect your body. That's what I'm worried about these college kids. They get the cameras on them and, they get excited and, they try to do too much. But you're a quarterback. You're not a running back. These guys got to realize that. Stay healthy is more important than an extra yard or 2, right? All right. That's going to do it for the drive-thru, guys. Before we close, any closing thoughts from anybody before we go? Ready for a big weekend of action. All right, we've got a lot of work to do, guys. Make sure the weekend shows you can catch Giovanni on both days here.
Absolutely, you know that.
All right, we're going to see you there, Kurt or Kev.
I'm actually looking to Sunday.
Sunday for Kevin, okay.
How do I do it?
I probably
just
won't.
Go on Skype?
Yeah, let's do a response on Skype. Yeah.
All right.
And now, Kurt.
Yeah, I probably won't be. All my good soccer games are on Saturday, Sunday when the morning show is. So I got to make some tough decisions, but I'll probably be on the weekend show at some point soon.
You got it there from Kirk. That's new for this edition of Drive-Thru. We're back tomorrow here. We're back Monday, 6 Eastern Time. Tomorrow is that morning show here on the Pick Dawgz YouTube channel at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. That'll do it.